got a relatively busy chapel this morning, but we're going to begin it with a chapel talk by Jae Young Kim. Jae Young.
Please, Dad, would you buy me the toy car right there? Whenever I went with my parents on a shopping trip, most of the time, I grabbed a brand new toy, asked them to buy it, and they happily brought it back home. It worked every time. You see, to be honest, I was raised by a decent family. Therefore, I did not know about poverty and how hard the life of the poor and homeless was. In the world, there is always a huge gap between the rich and the poor. However, watching news was not enough for me to understand the situation of poor people in my country. One day in London as an exchange student, I was very hungry. I went to the fast food restaurant without enough money. I took as many small cream cups for coffee as I could. I sat on the curb outside by the street and started to drink them in front of people passing by. People who passed me by stared at me with a sympathetic eye or a disgusted glance. They thought I was homeless. At the time, if I were a person who passed a person like that, I might make the same vision as other people did. I felt changed. I certainly could see the world from the perspective of those who are poor and who often go without. Then I began to question, why are there so many poor people in the world, and why must they live such a difficult life? I knew the answer right away, and most of the answer had to do with that people who are so busy with their life and work don't bother to notice how life must be for people who are poor. I've heard that just few dollars could provide enough meals to feed poor children in other parts of the world. It is not too much to sacrifice to help out our fellow human beings. I began to think, how can I, a boy from a privileged life, make a difference in the lives of others, in the lives of poor people around the world that I've never met? I began to research different organizations that work with the poor around the world, and I began to see that I could devote much of my life to helping those less fortunate than myself. But I'm not here to tell you to go and sign up to some organization that feeds the poor or builds homes for the homeless. Although I think you should consider a way of paying back to life for all you have. I'm here to tell you that unless you walk in another person's shoes, see life from their eyes, you never really know how they live or how they struggle day to day. Even here in this school, how much do we know about each other and what we are dealing with on any given day? It is called empathy. And I'm here today to urge you to seek to understand each other. Consider that each of us dreams, goals, and struggles that we deal with every day. Do not judge. Do not take things for granted. Live as a family, a global family, and take care of each other. My name is Jae Young Kim. Thank you for your listening.
Thank you, Jay. An excellent message, well delivered.